Hey YouTube, Dawson Rider here with a review of Arm Change Series 09, Kurokage and Tulip Hopper from Kamen Rider Gaim, or as in the show, Armored Rider Gaim. So anyway, this is another Armored Rider set in which you get an arm change figure and a bike, and here is his actual arms, which I forgot to take out of my lap. Yep, that was just in my lap. Now you have to live with that knowledge. I don't even know what I'm saying. I'm getting weird. We're not even a minute in. Anyway, like usual, we'll just take a quick look at the box because this is like the fan favorite parts of my review. Obviously, this is where the figure was. You got a half picture of Kurokage here, him riding the Tulip Hopper here. On the side, just an action shot. Another action shot on the side showing the Tulip Hopper. And then showing how it works in general. And then just kind of advertises the rest of the line, the other bike set with Greedon and the Dandeliner, and the other figures can work on this. Actually, only Gaim and Kurokage can work on this. If you try to put Baron on there, it flies off. It's a phenomenon. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, so you can use this with any of the other arm change figures, and then you actually get a stock photo of the Kurokage troopers. If you don't know, Kurokage was formerly Hase in the show, and then after he went to the Peace Conference, they became sort of a mass-produced trooper thing, like the Royal Troopers. So anyway, let's go ahead and let's dig into the figure first. Let's dig right into this. So this is the base mold, just like always, with no arms on it. It is very much sort of like a ninja-esque type thing, I guess. I hope he's a ninja, because I don't think people are like, no, he's actually this warrior. But at least in terms of this base figure, he looks very ninja-like. There's really nothing special to him. You can see that he's pretty bland. He's pretty much just all black suited with a little bit silver in parts. So really nothing special about him before he got his arms on. The same mold as all the other arm change figures. Pretty solid articulation. I describe it as somewhere between a figure art and a Power Rangers figure from Bandai of America. A hinge joint here, you can get some nice in and out and all around movement. A single elbow joint here. You do have those articulated fingers that have two different sections like the old armor change figures. His waist does move, 360, no chest articulation. Nice hinge joint here on his leg, so you can get a pretty wide range of movements there. Single knee joint here, you got swiveling here, and then you have a nice little ball joint on his foot, so you actually get a pretty solid range of movement. And then his head can move up and down in 360s, so yeah. Not quite as articulated as a figure art, but definitely a step up from something like a Bandai of America figure, so it's like a perfect hybrid between those two. But the real fun comes from putting the arms on these figures. For this review, just like Greedon, I'm only going to use his arms. If you really want me to show more combinations like I was doing previously, just let me know in the comments. And then starting, hopefully after this review, I could show that for you. But otherwise, I just thought, there's a site for it, so I thought I would just not waste your time. So anyway, here's his arms. The pine cone here, it looks like very much like a cylindrical pine cone. But still, they sort of get the effect of it pretty well done. You got the little top there. So yeah, that is the arms. So just go ahead and place it on top. It has a little helmet on it that's actually separate when you get it, but if you are familiar with this line, you know that you can put it in there, which I actually did not know in my first arm change review because I'm an idiot. But if you're watching this review and you know me, you know I'm an idiot. So just place it on there and make sure that it latches here on these 4 places, and then you essentially are just going to fold it down. These are going to become the shoulders. This is the chest piece. You can see his helmet is now revealed. This part just attaches and goes back, and there you have Kurokage with his pinecone arms on him. Honestly, I do like Kurokage's design, but it's probably one of my lesser favorite designs, and as a result, just aesthetically, it's probably one of my lesser favorite arm change figures. Not to say that it's a bad figure, like I said, the articulation is pretty solid. It's a solid mold, no loose problems or anything going on with it. It's just I find the arms to be a little bland. They're just primarily this sort of brown color. Nothing real too special about it. Just for me, I mean, obviously, in terms of rider design, it's all up to your personal taste. But just for me, he's one of the more bland ones. I prefer some of the other ones. I really like Greedon's design for whatever, you know that if you watch the review. Something I do appreciate, which you can see here, is I love how the sort of effect from the helmet generates an almost compound effect in the clear plastic on the helmets. So well done there. So still a very nice figure. It's just not one of my personal favorite designs. He makes a really good trooper though. It's kind of a shame that not only does this guy's a little more expensive because he comes with the bike, and it's really hard to get your hands on these, so you can't really army build with these very easily. Now here's his spear-like weapon, which is pretty basic. It's all black. You got this little design here with the spear coming out of it, and he can hold it, obviously. But yeah, I don't know I don't think the figure art's been announced as of this review, but that might be easier to do an army build thing since he is now a trooper type rider. So yeah, it's just kind of difficult to do right now because as of this recording, the arm change figures are still kind of hard to get a hold of. I've had an easier time getting a hold of them on Mandarake, but in terms of regular stores, these are pretty popular little figures. But maybe you're watching from the future where you're just laughing at us and the market's flooded with these and you throw them away like they're nothing. But anyway, we'll set him aside briefly and take a look at Tulip Hopper, which is our 4th lock vehicle. It's pretty nice looking. I'm going to mention right now before I forget it, you can actually open the lock. You can actually put this in the Sengoku Driver, just, excuse me, just like Dandeliner, but I'm actually not going to show it this time. I showed it in the last review, and like I said, it doesn't really do anything. You can see that it latches in there, and the little knife can go through here, but it activates no sounds or anything, and my driver is currently behind a bunch of locks and figures, and I didn't want to cause an avalanche, just to show you that it does nothing, but it can work with it, and despite not having sounds, that's pretty neat. And overall, it's pretty huge. It's obvious that it's a lock vehicle. It's not really conspicuous in any way, but kind of like the Dandeliner, I think it's more of a streamlined look. I mean, you got this big sort of rectangle in front of you. But in terms of, you know, the first two were pretty solid, but I just feel that the big sort of larger over the top, the design that this has looks a little better than maybe like the first two's lock designs of like Rose Attacker and stuff. But anyway, overall, pretty nice looking. You know, it's really not much to it. Primarily green plastic. Got the red plastic here. Looks pretty nice. As you can see, this does open up to unlock it. So it can activate lock-on noises in the driver, I guess. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Transformation is very simple. You just essentially are going to move this all away from it and separate these pieces here. And then fold these around, and they're going to become legs. And then fold these down so that they're sort of straight. And that is essentially like, you know, a sort of default form for it. Fold that down because otherwise this is going to stick up, so make sure you fold that piece down. Anyway, didn't want to forget to mention that. So this is just sort of a default standing position. I will kind of more properly put them on there. So you can kind of have them standing like this. But what's nice about these is because you can actually move these and stuff, and you got to move here, you can actually get them in some other poses. So you can like sort of, as you can see, get him in this looks more like a walking in motion move. You can also move his foot back so it looks like this thing is running. So it's not like a huge variation, but still, it's actually kind of neat that you could pose it like that. It'd be kind of difficult with the figure on there for the guy, but still, like the fact that you can even just do a pose as simple as making it look like it's in motion instead of stoic is pretty neat. This is a pretty neat vehicle. I really dig it. I'm not sure if it's my favorite design-wise, but I really dig it quite a lot. I just think it's a really unique concept as opposed to a bike. It's like a giant pogo stick, and that's just really cool. So like I said, any of the arm change figures can go on here. I'm going to move this back just temporarily, just for ease of show. There are 2 little pegs on here, so you can put his legs on there. You could just do one if you wanted, so if you want to do one of the poses where his leg's out, and then just completely twist it. Damn it, Kurokage, you're embarrassing me. No wonder you got sent to the peace conference by the Energy Riders. They just came up to you and said, here's your papers, you're going to the peace conference. Remember when that happened, guys? I'm trying to keep it a little spoiler free. But obviously, you know that they become troopers. So there are 2 little handles here that you can have them hold. So you can have them hold it like this, and then he can get it stolen by Gaim. And then Gaim can drop kick him. That's exactly what happens. Spoiler alert, Gaim does a drop kick. Spoiler alert, a rider does a kick. I can't believe I just did that. But so you can do it like that. You can have him hanging off. Like I said, you can do the sort of walking pose. Look, he's actually doing it. Or you could have him hanging off of there. But yeah, very, very cool. I really dig this set a lot. Like I said, I don't particularly care for Kurokage as much on his own in terms of design, but it's still a really nice figure, just like all the other arms changed. I think it's a really solid substitute for figure arts. I think the lock vehicle is a lot of fun, possibly the most fun of them, and I really dig the versatility of, you know, just the poses you can get him in. And it's a really fun lock vehicle. So if you're a fan of the series Gaim, or this guy, or the vehicle at all, I can definitely recommend this figure and vehicle. I definitely recommend the line. I think between this set of figures and the Lockseeds, Gaim has been the most fun I've had with the Rider toy line in some time. Not saying that I didn't enjoy stuff like Wizard, but just the most pure fun has been with this. So I definitely recommend this. And Obviously, it pretty much goes without saying, but Kurokage's arms can be mixed and matched with any of the other arms chains. So you can put it on Gaim or Zangetsu or Greedon, or you can put any of the other arms on him for mixing and matching. If you would like to see more of those possible little slideshows in my reviews after this one, just let me know in the comments and I'll make note of it. But otherwise, like I said, I didn't feel like wasting your time. Speaking of wasting your time, I will let you go. Overall, I recommend this figure. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and don't hiccup in the middle of your ending spiel. And then make sure you check out the crazy podcast at writersrangersrambles.com. Till next time, Dawson Ryder, signing out.